Crossdressing TV, TG, or not to be? Question. I need to know what I am. I've been cross-dressing for years, however, not that seriously. I have always wanted to get more into it, and I find these days I am doing so. However, it never seems to be enough and I want more. I am so envious of my wife now, yet I will not let her come near me. She has everything I want. Sexually, femininity, all natural. This is everything I feel I should have. Am I transgendered, or is this natural for a TV to feel this way? Every day I feel more depressed about it. Reply. I get like that sometimes. I can dress when and how often I like. This is most days. However, there are always those occasions where it would make life awkward. For example, picking up the son from school, for which I throw some drab over the top and clean off the makeup. The reason for this is, I don't want to make his life problematic, with daddy turning up in a dress. But it does get to me sometimes, that I feel I'm not being the real me for the sake of others. Even if I have drab on, I still wear femme undergarments. I have thought life would be simpler if I transitioned. Then wouldn't have to pretend to be someone I'm not. I've been seeing a counselor about this, but she seems out of her depth. The counselor is costing me a fortune and not coming up with any viable solutions. The nearest decent counselor from here is in Southampton. However, this was too far to travel on a regular basis. My mood can swing from happy as I am, to God I need to make the change. Because I don't feel like that 24/7, it makes me ask questions such as, am I committed enough to go through the program? Will I be happier? A lot of the time, yes, I think I would, but. However, there are those days now and then when I wake up and feel I don't want to dress. This leaves a nagging doubt in my mind. You have to consider the total upheaval of your day-to-day life, work, relationships, friends, family, health, and so on. Ultimately, I guess it's what you need to do for a settled mind. But you should speak to a qualified counselor first. Maybe read up on the psychology of transition, as well as the different levels of being trans. There is a wealth of information out there if one looks. It is also good to chat with some TS girls. From this, you can gauge if you are on that same level of need, as well as getting some insight into the reality of this step. I am personally sitting on the fence and have been for a while. This to me signals doubts. Saying that if I was in different circumstances, as in single and carefree, it would make walking that path easier. However, I wouldn't want to lose what I have for something that might not be what I want, once I have got it. Transition is a one-way trip. Reply. We all go through the feelings mentioned in this article. I know I keep pushing the 5-layer gender model. However, it is the only thing that I have found that got anywhere near giving me some idea about myself. One of the big problems in Western civilization, which is only seeing 2 sexes and 2 genders. That is why many go off to the East, where they seem to understand that it is actually much more complex. What needs to be understood is that lifestyle preference and gender are not the same, but interact. I have no intention of opening another can of worms. However, there are differences in how you see the world. As in masculine, feminine brain patterns and so on. Reply. My wife asked me, if I put 2 pills on the table, one which would cure me of my urge to dress, the other will completely change me into the woman I wish to be. Which one would I choose? Personally, I would choose the one to change me. However, for families, children, herself who I love, my job, my friends, this would be a massive problem. This leads me to think that I am a coward, or that I am not selfish enough to go through with it all. Reply. This is a very clever question. It has made me stop to think. However, given the choice of the 2 pills, I too would take the pill to change me permanently.